great Monday morning, June 15th, 2020. To God be the glory. The Lord had me change location for a reason. I couldn't work the camera at the park, so he said, I want you to come here anyway. So this devotion is about gardens, and death and life. I'm going to move away from it. So my son started a garden yesterday in the backyard, and we were trying to determine the name of it, and God said, let it be prayer garden or God's garden. And there's a reason. One of my son's uncles, his father's brothers, I term it always when someone passes on, I always say that they graduate to glory. And this young man, well, I call him young, middle age, the height of his career, transitioned and graduated to glory. And it's ironic that today is the graduation for my school, 8th grade. So all of us are transitioning in one way or the other. And the Lord said, instead of focusing on the loss and the death, and you're going to miss this person, but all of us are like grass and flowers, and we're here for a short moment, and that's the reality because of the fall of man. So the Lord wants us to focus in on Him, doing His will. Glorify ye Him, the Lord, even in the fires of tribulation and sadness and what have you. And in chapter 31 of Ezekiel, it talks about God's garden, the garden of God. In verse 8 was like unto him in his beauty. There was a tree that was lifted up, and it talks about how we could be lifted up in pride and think we're all that. It says in verse 5, his height was exalted above all the trees of the field. The Lord wants us to stay humble and to point to Him. That's why when this garden was started, I was like, oh, I could call it Michelle's garden. The Lord was like, no, it is He who made this nature. It is He who has created us and not we ourselves. We are the sheep of His pasture, right? Every creation is under His dominion. So in Psalms 15, we would have gone over this. It says, who shall abide in thy tabernacle? Who shall dwell in thy holy hill, nature? He or she that walketh uprightly, that worketh righteousness, and speaketh the truth in their heart. We have to be a veracity. We have to point back to God because He is the work of everything. In Psalm 74:12, for God is my King of old, perpetuity. Just like gardens can start many days and many years and many centuries, many decades ago, He is the King of old, working salvation in the midst of the earth, right? Everywhere we see His earth getting down into the elements, God is there. That's why it's so rewarding to garden and to focus on His creation and cultivate His land, because we get to sing unto the Lord as long as we live, and we know that the Lord is the creator of all. So what are we to do? Oh, give thanks unto the Lord. Call upon His name. Glory ye in His holy name. Psalms 105. Seek the Lord and His strength.